Hey, it's good to see all of you. We had a really nice week of presentations, and in general, we are quite pleased with your performance. So as you can see, this time I'll be doing your general feedback in a video format. So take some notes. Go pause right now, go get your sketchbook, and come back. All right, so I want to go over some of the most common errors we saw. Even if you didn't have these errors in your presentation, maybe some of the things I say can help you for future presentations anyway. Did you know that 98% of DBTM students who don't watch this video will fail the class? That's right. How do you know that? I just gave you a nice piece of data that sounds really exciting, but I have no citation, so it's actually meaningless. Make sure you cite your data. That means putting it both in your sketchbook and saying it verbally aloud when you're referring to it in your presentation. Next, who are you talking to? Talking away or talking down the entire time makes your audience feel like you aren't really into it, that you're not giving them any attention. So please look at your whole audience while you're speaking, not just me and not just your sketchbook. Now, who exactly were you talking about? The personas we saw tended to be pretty thin. They didn't have a lot of meat on the bones. There weren't enough juicy details to make them feel like real people. Remember, go back, review the personas information from service design if you need to, and make them fat. Make them filled with useful, empathetic details about their personalities and lifestyles based on fact. One way to do that, which will make it easier for you, is if you scope and focus your project. Many of you still have quite a big target group or still a very broad design challenge. You want to scope and focus because remember, we can't design for everyone. The more you pick a specific group of people to design for, the more successful your design will be. And that leads into making better and easier personas and so on and so forth. Of course, we love seeing design tools, but there weren't nearly enough of them. And a lot of the ones we did see were okay, maybe not as thoughtful as they can be. Think about your service blueprints. If you're designing a new service, that backstage interaction can have a huge impact. Think about doing 5 whys to find the real problem. Comparison charts are always a great way to show how your idea is different from existing competition. Expectation mapping can be useful as well as customer journeys. And this is not all design tools. You can use them from your other classes or even other tools you find online. Now, what is a case study? It is, in simplest terms, when we have a case, an item, an action of some sort we want to study to know more about. So, for example, Thailand has been struggling with air pollution recently. If I was working for the Thai government, I would probably want to look and see how other countries have reduced their air pollution. I find an article about China and cloud seeding. So I do more research about that and I find out the methods China used and how successful or unsuccessful it was. Then I take what I learned from that success or failure and I apply it to my own cloud seeding project here in Thailand. So it's really studying a specific action or point of interest. It's not just studying a business. And finally, don't forget your storytelling. There should be a clear beginning, middle, and end to your presentations. Think about starting off with a hook, something that's exciting. Remember to have the correct context set. Make sure they know all the background information. Make sure that you pick the right information to know. For example, we probably didn't need you to tell us a minute about the history of your business when it didn't have impact on your design, particularly when you're designing for something outside your business anyway. So be particular with your storytelling and the data you choose to include. That's all the feedback for today. Please have a little patience. I'm still working on grades, and hopefully they will be available on Monday. Have a great weekend.